y'all? What is good? It is ShyTheGemini returning for another amazing video. Hello, how y'all doing? I hope everybody having a great summer. Okay, first of all, let's get into the look. Can we take a moment for the look? Okay, look at this. All right, how can you not believe that God is a woman when a woman can look like this? Okay, I don't understand it, but the results speak for themselves. I look good to the motherfucker. Okay. Okay, so this topic, because I want to do more. I know y'all want to hear more about how to harness magic, and we're going to talk more about the metaphysical and the magic today. Okay, so because I know, like I said, I'm really trying to get all these ideas out. I got a whole bunch of ideas out that I'm really trying to bring through, but you know, I'll be trying to feel for the audience and see what y'all want. So I think this video is inspired by interactions that I had with a popular YouTuber amongst the spiritual community. And after having interactions and conversations with him, I realized that him and I were not the same, and that's okay. I've developed this theory ever since that interaction, and I want to come and talk about it. So I want to talk about how not everybody gets their magic from the same source. Okay, there are many different sources of which a practitioner may pull their magic from, and it might not necessarily be from a place where you pull your magic from. Okay, so I have a theory. I'm gonna break it down, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, so what do I mean by not everybody gets their magic from the same source? Okay, so everybody is different. All souls are not created the same. Yes, if we strip the vessel, and if you were to sit in front of the Most High or Source or whatever you want to call it, we would be judged, or we would be viewed the same. But essentially we're not the same. It's similar to, you got different liquids on the planet, right? You got Mountain Dew, you got Sprite, you got orange juice, you got apple juice, you got piss. Okay, you got tequila. Okay, all of these are solvents, liquids, right? But at the basis of that liquid is water. So at some point they had to, whatever they mixed to make Mountain Dew, at the end of the day, it got water in it. But so does apple juice and orange juice. But are they inherently the same? No. But if you break down the molecular compound, eventually you're going to find some water. Okay, so, but essentially they're not the same. So let me just say it like that. Okay, not all souls are the same. So what differentiates souls from others is, and I told y'all this before, people who are on the other side of this dimension, they look at how you handle adversity, and that's how they deem you worthy of their respect if you choose to work with them. So you can work with a deity all day long, you can work with a spirit all day long, or whatever your vice is, okay? But depending on that help is going to be on how they view you based on how you handle adversity in this realm. Okay, so some souls, another way that is also differentiated is some souls are better at taking control of the physical vessel than other souls. Some people, like myself, have successfully integrated their soul into their physical vessel so the soul can have authentic expression outside of what society or humans deem as normal. Okay, this is literally what it means to be a god in the body. It's kind of similar to, you know, those virtual reality games with the goggles and shit. So you ever see videos of people playing virtual reality games and they get so caught up in the game or in the matrix of that game that they start to think that that shit is real, to the point they start freaking out, knocking shit over, because in their mind, for a split second, they forgot that it's a game, okay? And they can't have that separatism in, okay, this is just a game. What I'm seeing is not actually real, even though it feels real from what I'm seeing from the VR game. It's the same thing with this life shit. Literally with life, we are in a VR game, okay? We are in a brain in a vat experiencing stimuli through the physical vessel. Now, some souls, they get caught up in the VR game, aka life, and they completely forget the type of game that they playing, and it either leads to, you know, they get too caught up in it. Other souls can be like, you know what? I understand what I am. I understand this is Earth. I have to play the game. I am the vessel in the body. I am the driver in the car. I am not the car. Okay? So that's what differentiates advanced souls from unadvanced souls. Okay? So, brings me to my next point. This is my theory, okay, from my observation. Okay, so there are 3 sources in which an individual can get magic. You can either make a pact with the spirit or make a contract with an entity. You can do earth magic, and there's also cosmic magic. Okay, so 3 sources where you can get power from. You can make a contract or a deal with the entity. You can do earth magic, or you can practice cosmic magic. And I'm about to explain the difference. So what are the difference? Okay. Firstly, people who make pacts with entities for power, there's nothing wrong with that. But to me, these people are the people who cannot generate life force energy, or what the Chinese call qi. These people can't generate qi on their own, so they need to extract from other sources. And the difference from cosmic magic and earth magic is, I figured some people, like for example, earth magic. Earth magic requires you to vibrate on the frequency of love. Okay. Now, life then did people so done in to the point they are completely closed off from love. So they don't have access to certain magic or even certain entities like angels, because in order to work or understand those entities, you have to be vibrating on the frequency of love. So some people have been so beat down by love, completely caught up from love, that their power comes from an entity. It's easier if I make a pact with, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a demon. It can be a demon. Can be a demon. Some people make pacts with Mami Wata. Okay. You can make pacts with different deities. Okay. But the only thing about that is, and this practice can either come from individually, they can either find these entities or deities or demons on their own by themselves. They can either be born to a family dynamic or a cult who work with the same deity. So they take on that deity, or they take on that entity, or they take a pact with that spirit because of the cult or the family they were a part of. The only problem with this is why I don't do this, because this is a form of spiritual slavery. Okay, this is no different from worshiping Serapis and all of them, the Christian God, because this puts you in spiritual slavery. So I want to give you an example of, not all the time, because it's just me. I just don't like the fact that if I don't do something, or if I forget to put something on your altar, you're gonna fuck my whole day up. I'm not fucking with that, because I got a contract with you, and because I exchanged a contract with you for power, then I forget to do something, or you don't tell me to do something, or I don't come up with something, and then now you about to fuck up my whole day, my whole life, because I didn't do what you asked me to do. I don't agree with that. I'm for sure not about I don't let humans in this physical realm tell me what to do or do me like that, and I'm damn sure not gonna let no spirit do me like that. I can't do that. Personally, that's not for me. I don't like making pacts with spirit, too much of a commitment, and on top of that, I just don't believe in putting myself below an entity, because I am an entity. I am an entity. So why would I put somebody above me. That just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so the perfect example of this, of somebody making pacts with an entity, is this nigga right here. Y'all remember this nigga from Princess and the Frog, from Tiana and them. Okay, so this Negro right here, this nigga, yes, this is a perfect example. He had a lot of power. He got his abilities from because he was in a contract with an entity, and when he didn't deliver what he was supposed to deliver, guess what happened? This happened. They drug his motherfucking ass to another dimension. Okay, this is him right here. You remember this at the end of the Princess and the Frog? This is what happens when you go in a contract with a certain entity. Okay, not all of them like that. Depends on what entity you in the pack with now. But either way, if you don't do what they ask, they coming to collect. And baby, that's too much pressure for me. Okay, next form of magic where you can derive from is earth magic. Okay, now there are two forms of earth magic that I've noticed. There are your ancestral practice like voodoo, Santeria, hoodoo, Ifa. Those are forms of earth magic. Okay, those are earth magic. So a lot of people think that voodoo is dark magic. Voodoo isn't dark magic. Voodoo is ancestral and earth magic. Voodoo gets its power from the ethereal core of the earth. Okay, because we all know that the earth is a living thing. They even showed you that in Avatar. How even the spirits had came to the animals and came into the trees and came into nature to help fight the war against the colonizers, the planetary colonizers. Okay, so we know that the earth is a living creature. It's a living being. Okay, because if the earth wasn't a living thing, how can stuff grow from it? Okay, the dead things don't make living things. Okay, only the living things can make living things, and dead things can make dead things. Okay, it don't work like that. Okay, so the first form of earth magic are your Ifas, your voodoo, your Bandung, and any other indigenous ancestral practices. And you have what I like to call another form of earth magic. What I like to call is sage magic. Okay, so sage magic, I labeled this sage magic because I wanted to use the example of Naruto. So in Naruto, Naruto goes into training to fight pain, and he has to learn how to become in sage mode. Okay, so sage magic is basically taking the natural essence from the earth, because earth does have magic. If you go, that's why I keep telling you, go out in nature, be by some water, because you ever notice when you out in nature how you feel? Or if you see, like in Survivor, you see the before and after pictures, or the before and after footage of the show Survivor, how when they first arrive at the island compared to when they're there for a while, their body composition starts to change. Their facial expression starts to change. They might get leaner. They might get a little bigger, depending on how that vessel interacts with the energy that's within nature. So sage magic is when you can take your life force energy and combine it with the life force energy that's in earth, the ethereal energy. Okay, now they call us earth angels. So earth angels, which are people who naturally have I would say these are like the children of the earth. Okay, these are like people who naturally have an affinity to nature, the planet. Okay, these are literally people, the same energy, the ethereal core. That energy that's within the earth's core is the same within, quote unquote, earth angels. Okay, so earth angels are really good at manipulating and harvesting earth energy. Okay, now I want to break it down like this. Okay, so this is and I'm gonna make a video on this too. This is the cosmic egg. Okay, so the cosmic egg is basically like it's illustrating the energy field of this dimension that we call Earth. Okay, so here is the ethereal core. Okay, and when you move away from this core, because literally the planet looks like this. Okay, I'm gonna make a whole video. This is a whole separate video I've been wanting to talk about too, because I didn't figure it out what the hell we is on, and we is literally on a prison planet. We is literally in jail. Okay, Earth is a prison planet. Okay, we know that. So this is basically what Earth truly looks like. This is it isn't necessarily spherical like this, but how it's illustrated, it's a form. The illustration is meant to demonstrate something else, and then I'm gonna break down at a later time. But this is us on Earth. Okay, right here. And then this is the other shit after you pass the ice wall that you can't go, that they won't allow just regular civilians to go. So Earth's ethereal core is more concentrated here. Now, the further that you go outside that ice wall, baby, you on your own. Okay, so the further that you go away from Earth, over the ice wall, and then and then possibly to other dimensions and shit, because you can't access dimensions via space. Like, this isn't Star Trek and Star Wars and all that shit. You can't do that. You can't leave this planet via no spaceship. Okay, the only way you can leave this planet is through other parts of the Earth, like certain canyons and shit, like the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon can take you from here to someplace in Africa, or you can only leave this planet through water. Okay, water is portals, because they kind of showed you that shit in that last Wakanda, the last Black Panther movie. Okay, so that's the only two ways you can leave this planet. Well, there's three ways you can leave this planet: death, through certain canyons and caves and shit, through certain entrances through the Earth, or you can leave the Earth via water. Sage magic or Earth magic is basically, like I said, one or two things: either voodoo, Ifa, all those ancestral practices, or the ability to channel that etheric energy within their body for sage mode, like they do in Naruto. Okay, so all my anime fans, y'all know what I'm talking about. So sage mode can allow you to do that. Okay, now finally, this is the big boy magic. This is where the big steppers, this is where the big steppers come in. Okay, so then you have cosmic magic. Okay, so cosmic magic is just the manipulation of dark matter, which is this. Dark matter ain't got shit to do with skulls and bones or whatever they be showing on TV and movies. And like I said, what people think that dark matter and dark magic is, they think that voodoo is, and that's not. Cosmic magic is literally the manipulation of dark matter. That's it. The shit that you see in the night sky, that's all you are. Okay, so ether, dark magic, the God particle, they call it chaos magic. Okay, so the manipulation of dark matter via the unified field and via the God particle. I explained what the God particle was. Like I said, the God particle is basically science confirming that God is real, because atoms, when you break it down, atoms have to stick together somehow. There is a force between atoms before they make up organs and tissues and organisms, or even solid liquids and gases. There is a force in between atoms that keep them together. Okay, so, and in between these atoms right here, okay, so if I take this atom and I split it like they do with the CERN machine, I already talked about the CERN machine. If I take this atom and split it, I'm going to get the God particle. Okay, so the God particle is essentially connected to the unified field that allows you to manipulate it through dark matter. Okay, so everything, again, I'll talk about this. Everything derives from the darkness. Even when you're in the womb, okay, when a child is in the womb, it experiences darkness. Okay, the sun derived from darkness. Okay, there cannot be no sun without dark matter. And really the sun is just iodized dark matter, which is plasma. So plasma, and I know I'm using a lot of big words. I know I'm using a lot of big words, y'all, but I'm doing the best I can to describe it. Okay, so everything comes from darkness. Even when you're in your mother's womb, the sun comes from darkness. Everything comes from darkness. Even in the Bible it says from darkness came light. Everything derives from darkness. Even this planet, this dimension is covered and is supported by dark matter, darkness. Okay, it has nothing to do with good or bad. It has nothing to do with morality. This is just the existential particle that is responsible for all living life forms. Example that I want to share about how darkness derives from everything. Think about a thought or imagination. Everything that you see in the world started off as an idea, okay? As an idea in the mind. The mind, when you close your eyes, when you meditate, whatever, you start in darkness. So I don't care what city you live in, you can live in Atlanta, Detroit, Miami, LA. Look at, for example, architecture, okay? An architect had to design that skyscraper, okay? But where did that idea come from? That idea had to start in the mind, in the darkness, okay? All things that we even see, even the car, even when Henry Ford decided to make the fucking car, okay? It started in the mind. It came in the darkness from the subconscious, aka the darkness, to the light. All ideas, all imaginations, everything that we see in this world came from the darkness. Difference between cosmic magic and earth magic is it's a hierarchy. So cosmic magic is cutting out the middleman and becoming that darkness and becoming source to grant your own desires. That's literally what it is. Now on planet Earth, they're talking about manifestation. Manifestation is just watered down chaos magic. So all these manifestation coach, you gotta feel it before it comes. You gotta walk in it now. You gotta do this and do that. All of these manifestation techniques that they're talking about is just watered down chaos magic, okay? It's literally becoming your own source of your desires. And that's why it's so controversial, because in esoteric religions such as Judaism, Christianity, Islam, you have to go through a middleman to get your desires met. So this is why some of the religious people are calling it demonic, manifestations demonic, because you are literally, you don't have to come, I don't have to come to an entity to get what I need. I can just do it myself. The same particles, the same atoms, especially if you melanated, the same components that are within your body are the exact same components in the night sky, aka dark matter, which is responsible for everything on this planet, which is responsible for all life, including light on this planet. And the difference with cosmic magic is basically it makes you God. It does, because you're granting your own desires. Now, cosmic magic is stronger than earth magic, okay? Now, when you're on earth, everything in this physical realm is under the law of light, right? Because the sun governs everything, okay? The sun, that's why I keep telling y'all, in ancient times, the sun was really revered, because without the sun, everything on this planet would be dead. People eat the animals eat the plants, and the plants get their energy from the sunlight. If there is no sunlight, it starts to trickle down, nobody would be here, okay? So this is what makes, so somebody who practices chaos magic will necessarily outrank somebody who practices voodoo or Ifa, okay? Because it's just what it is, okay? Because even, so when we talk about the light, okay, so the light or angels are just different algorithms of where the sun hits this planet or this dimension. That's all angels are. Angels are just different angles of light, different algorithms of light, okay? So even when you see here, okay, so you see even in Kemet, right? So Newt is depicted as, Newt is the cosmic mother, okay? Newt is the feminine energy. This is your Lilith, okay? The cosmic mother is basically the starting point of all goddesses. All goddesses derive from Newt, the cosmic mother, okay? So as depicted, this is Jeb. I forgot this nigga name, but the nigga that's between the earth and the sky. And this is Newt, okay? This is dark matter. This is what I'm talking about, okay? They call it the cosmic mother, go by many names and things of that nature. Just to say, the highest form of magic that you can practice is cosmic magic. However, because it's a reason, I really appreciate this reason for darkness being scary to people. So it's good that people have misconceptions. It's good that people, oh, that's the devil, that's this and this and this, because it's not for them. Do you understand how powerful cosmic magic is? And if cosmic magic was practiced by everybody, it will be a mess, honey. So certain paths or certain accesses of magic cannot be available to everybody because power comes with responsibility. And one thing I've noticed is, I don't know if you see on TikTok where they had this VR game where it's called, I think the VR game is called like the Power of God. And basically, you know, you put your goggles on and you got your control on, and basically you can fly, astral to project, you can destroy shit or whatever. Have you seen people playing that game? And I know it's funny, it's for fun and games, but it just really helped me realize, like, wow, like, even though you might be playing, that person who's making this TikTok playing that game, they might be joking around. But in reality, that's how most people would do with supreme power like that. Like, I was watching this white girl, she was playing, and you know, she had went down in the game, and she was talking to some people in the game, and she was like, hi, you know, and they wouldn't respond to her. And she destroyed those people in that game. She blew up those people in the game because they wouldn't say hi to her. Do you know that a lot of humans would actually do that? That's because power comes with responsibility. Everybody can't handle that amount of power. Okay, so this is why it's be happy that if you're into this stuff, that other people shun you for it, because this is where the real power is. This is what the Illuminati knows, and this is what, well, they can't really access cosmic magic like that. That's another story for another time. But it takes a lot of them to even access the cosmic magic compared to just one black person. Okay, so I've been telling y'all this. So I'm saying that to say, cosmic magic outranks voodoo, Ifa, Santeria. Okay, I don't care how the fuck you feel, it don't matter, because dark matter, it's like, okay, it's like this. Dark matter, the sun and the earth. Okay, so when you practice cosmic magic allows you to have access to dark matter, which rules everything. You can go to another dimension, another planet. Dark matter is still going to be there. However, earth magic might not be there, or the energy from the earth might be a completely different energy on another planet, another dimension. However, that dark matter is eternal anyway. Don't matter where you go. You can go to Nibiru, you can go to Venus, you can go to Andromeda. It don't matter. That dark matter is supreme. Okay, so if you practice this, if you are a chaos magician, okay, is pretty much what it is. Just know that you outrank people who do earth magic and even people who do sage magic. Now, even if you can't practice this type of magic, because one, you would have to train your mind to not be afraid of the dark. So you would have to train your mind to anything that scares you. I'm talking about scary movies, or if you watch the Exorcist movie and you're afraid of, oh, that's a demon or whatever, you're not ready for that, because Everything, all of those scary things, Terrifier, Scream, Jason, the nigga from Sinister, all of that is you. All of that is you. All of that is just an extension of the subconscious mind. But a lot of people, even when I'm telling you this, some people, even me telling y'all this, are not even gonna understand that because it's not for y'all to understand. So I'm saying this to say, yes, cosmic magic is the most powerful magic, okay? You can use sage magic too, sage magic or earth magic. If you can generate your own life force with the earth's life force without having to, because even then too, some of those Ifa and voodoo people can also make pacts with entities. And again, I'm not trying to be slave to no entity, baby. I'm so sorry. Can't do it, not gonna do it, refuse to do it, it don't even matter, okay? Because when you don't do something, them entities or whatever entity you made a pact with, they're gonna be looking at you to come to collect. Now I ain't got time for that shit, okay? So even even though I list Ifa and voodoo under earth magic, it don't matter. That can still fall under the category of making pacts with other entities. Or it can even be making pacts with ancestors, because you know, ancestor magic is a thing. But even like you can make pacts with your descendants of bloodline because they come from something. But even then, it doesn't matter because cosmic magic triumphs it all, because dark matter is in everything in the earth. It has domain over earth, okay? Now, even when you're using earth magic, for example, and specifically sage magic, I told you, earth magic is really good because any entities that are not in the vibration of earth, when you're in this physical realm, you have to abide by laws. You have to abide by laws. So if I committed an offense against an earth angel or somebody who practices sage magic and I live on this planet, there are going to be consequences being suffered from that, because it's like I used the example before. If you work for, if you live on planet Earth and planet Earth is your landlord and you assaulted or you offended your landlord's daughter, you gonna have a problem with that landlord. You feel me? It's like, so at least sage magic does offer protection, okay? Because any entity that resides here in the physical world has to abide by Earth's laws, which is under light. Everything in physical existence is under light law. I don't know why people be thinking, why these entities that be in this body be thinking that this is a free zone and ain't no laws and they can break universal laws and they can think this and think that and try to rule over your life and try to destiny swap with you and shit. I don't know why these people be thinking because you live on this planet that you can get away with everything. It don't work like that. Especially if if you and the planet have the same energy residing in it, you're going to trump that person that's trying to do you harm, or you're going to trump that entity that's trying to do you harm, because that entity has to abide by laws while being on this planet. So if you offend the landlord, if you offend me, you offend the landlord, and you have to stay here unless you go to another planet. Now, if you can take that bullshit to another planet, that's fine. But somebody who practices sage magic, or somebody who can integrate their life force with the planet's life force, if you offend them, then that's your ass. And it's the same thing with people who practice cosmic magic. Cosmic magic triumphs all. You're tapped into the unified field. The unified field is everywhere. You can go to whatever planet. The unified field is still going to be there. Okay? That is what makes gods and goddesses. The true gods and goddesses do not need entities to do its bidding. Okay, some people get, like I said, some people get their power from other entities and other spirits. When you're doing cosmic magic, none of that shit matters, because that same dark magic that is responsible for that entity, that is responsible for the life force of that entity to be able to exist, is dark matter. Everything comes from dark matter. So once you understand that, you can understand that not all magic is the same. Okay, some people outrank other people depending on what you tapped into. Okay, and great power comes with great responsibility, and that's about to be what my next video is about to be about. Power is not free. It's not free. To have that certain type of power, you have to, that's why you go through initiation phases. That's why even if you want to have access to certain powers, you have to go through an initiation phase. You can't just wake up and be like, okay, I want to be a chaos magician. No. You gotta, the source who's allowing you to even do this is going to put you through an initiation phase. Or you can do self-initiation. So, because having access to this type of power, becoming your own God, again, it's not an egotistical thing. It's not an ego thing. To be in your ego, but the ego is needed. Don't get me wrong, because the ego let motherfuckers know on this planet who they fucking with, okay? But a healthy ego, okay? So, with that being said, I think I'm gonna wrap up this video. I hope that this video makes sense. I know I was kind of all over the place, but yeah, the true power is cosmic magic. The gods and goddesses do cosmic magic, and then yes, you do have your hoodoo, your voodoo, your Santeria, and your Ifa. That is also powerful too, but the power is limited, okay? Because that power can only do so much coming up against those who actually practice chaos magic. Those who actually can tap into that ether, that dark matter, who can actually tap into this right here. Those who can actually tap into this, which is an ability, reign supreme. So, I hope this was helpful. I shall return in another couple of days to drop another video. But I hope this was informative. So, till next time, hit me up if you want a reading. I will send you a sample if you want one. And till next time, bye.